press pause and answer the question.
So this is one of a series of tricky ones. A flag should go up anytime you're asked to solve something, and it either has an unknown like a variable like x in the denominator, or it has a square root in one of the equations. Let me explain. So let's go ahead and figure this one out. We have that f of x, which is basically, we can call that y, but f of x equals, we'll say y equals x minus 11, and y equals the square root of x plus 61. So we know that x minus 11 is equal to the square root of x plus 61. And we can take that and we can square both sides. So we'll square this side and we'll square this side. So now this becomes x minus 11 squared is equal to x plus 61. And we'll work that whole thing out and we'll realize that's x squared minus 22x plus 121 is equal to x plus 61. And we'll subtract x from both sides. We get x squared minus 23x plus 121 is equal to 61. And we'll subtract 61 from both sides, and we get x squared minus 23x plus 60 is equal to 0. Now we can factor that out to x minus 3 and x minus 20. And there's no great way to do that without the calculator. We'll show you ways of figuring that out on the calculator in our calculator tutorial, but kind of say, okay, what two things added together make negative 23 that when multiplied makes 60? And so you know it's going to be an x minus and an x minus because this number is positive and this number is negative. So it'll be x minus something times x minus something. And then you just kind of start working out numbers. And the two numbers that work, you just kind of say, okay, well, 1 and 60 don't work. How about you start looking at different factors? You get an eye for this. Anyhow, so x should equal 3 or 20. But that's not the right answer. That's this answer here. But actually, 20 is the only one that works. And this is what I mean by a flag should go off when you see a square root. Because anytime you see a square root or an x on the denominator, you have to put the numbers back into the original formula. So if you look at the equation, x minus 11 is equal to the square root of x plus 61. And if I put 20 in, it works out pretty well. I replace this x with 20. 20 minus 11 is 9. And I replace this x with 20. 20 plus 61 is 81. And 9 does, in fact, equal the square root of 81. So we're good. However, when I put 3 in, I get 3 minus 11, that's negative 8, is equal to the square root of 3 plus 61. So we get negative 8 is equal to the square root of 64. Negative 8 equals 8, and negative 8 does not equal 8. So when you see those, it's a way of seeing if you know whether or not you need to check the numbers again and throw away any that don't make any sense in the light of the fact that we have a square root.